Good afternoon, folks. This is Steve Sampson, president of Veterans in Politics. I'm out here in front of the Nevada Supreme Court. I believe it's 408 East Carson Avenue, downtown Las Vegas. And let me tell you about Veterans in Politics first, for those of you that do not know. Veterans in Politics, we educate the public on candidates running for elected seats. We champion legislation for veterans' rights, and we expose public corruption. And one of the things that we really like to expose and to get voters to pay attention is our judiciary, our bench. And the reason why I'm here today, I want to talk to you about the applicants that have filed for Department Y in the Clark County Family Court. And before I get into that, I want to encourage everybody to come down to the Nevada Supreme Court on Friday, January 24th, and voice your opinion. Let people know that if you stand for a candidate or if you don't stand for a candidate, and let the Nevada Judicial Selection Commission know why you oppose a candidate or why you for a candidate. You know, because we need to put good judges in office. And what happens is the Nevada Judicial Selection Commission, they're going to interview 6 applicants that have filed, and they're going to send 3 names to the governor, and the governor is going to pick one of the 3. It's a public forum, and you're welcome to come over here and participate live, or you could go ahead and send a letter or email to the Nevada Judicial Selection Commission about Department Y. Well, let me tell you something about Veterans in Politics involvement in family court. We've been involved constantly in family court since 2016. We have a YouTube channel. It says Veterans in Politics. It has a whole bunch of different court videos. We also protested in front of family court several times. I wrote a book on the family court system, which I got it in my truck. I should have brought one so you guys could see it. And it tells you from A to Z about family court. It's also on Amazon. It's how to navigate through the family court system. Or you can use my name, Steve Sampson. But I just want to tell you a little bit about what Veterans in Politics involvement has done as far as removing judges from the bench. One of the judges that came to mind is Judge Rena Hughes. Judge Rena Hughes, she was chastising an 11-year-old child at the time and disregarded mom. Mom was the attorney for her, representing herself from pro person. Escorted mom out of the room, out of the courthouse, even out of the parking lot. Had mom's 11-year-old child in the courtroom with dad and dad's attorney. Conducted ex parte examination. I went and talked to mom. I filed a Judicial Discipline Commission with the commission about Judge Rena Hughes. I encouraged mom to do the same thing. The commission took it under advisement and conducted an investigation. And in that investigation, it was bad on Judge Rena Hughes. They wanted her to go back to Judicial College and pay for it herself. So she was reprimanded by the commission. And while that was going on, folks, what happened was it was a negative cloud over Judge Rena Hughes' head. And what happened is she was the first district court judge in a very long time to lose in the primary election. The primary election she lost, not the general election. And it was because of what Veterans in Politics has done and because of her mother, Wealthy Silver, how she was advocating for her daughter. This is what caused that judge to be removed. Let me give you another judge. Judge Matthew Harder. Now, Judge Matthew Harder, he violated, what Judge Matthew Harder did was he violated bankruptcy laws, he violated mortgage laws, and he also committed perjury. And Veterans in Politics tried to find ways to get him investigated, but you know what? Nobody would want to investigate him. He's a sitting judge. Nevada Judicial Discipline Commission, didn't want to investigate him. Nevada Ethics didn't want to investigate him. The Nevada Attorney General's office didn't want to investigate him. So what did Veterans in Politics do? They put up a billboard, and it says what a fraud Judge Matthew Harder is. And subsequently, I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but Judge Matthew Harder committed suicide. Rest in peace. But I wanted to bring that to your attention so you could know that we are so on these judges. We know exactly what's going on. We have a finger on the pulse. And I want you to rely on what we're telling you and respect that. And when you go to the voting booth, know that we're trying to put the best person in office. Now, there are 6 applicants that have filed for Department Y. One of the applicants, his name is Paul M. Gaudet, currently sits on the bench. He was appointed and he lost his election. The other applicant is attorney Melvin Grimes. The other applicant is Jason Stoffel. There's 3 more applicants: Emily McFarland, Nicholas Patsis, and Adriana White. Now, according to the Nevada Constitution, under the Nevada Constitution, Article 6, Section 20, Nevada Judicial Selection Commission must submit at least 3 nominees to the governor when a judicial vacancy arises. Now, this judicial vacancy arises in Department Y. Department Y was held by Judge Stephanie Charter, and Judge Charter has left. Okay, she has resigned, so created a vacancy. Now they have to fill the vacancy. So the Nevada Judicial Selection Commission put out word that there's a vacancy to the state bar, and 6 applicants applied. I named all 6 of them. Now, they're going to interview here Friday, January 24th, and the Nevada Judicial Selection Commission has to pick 3 out of the 6 names. Now, I am here to help Nevada Judicial Selection Commission out. I'm here to cut that list in half, to make it real easy for them. Now, I'm going to talk to you about one of the applicants. One of the applicants is my all-time favorite. His name is Jason Stoffel. He runs a law firm called Roberts and Stoffel. Now, Jason Stoffel is 47 years old, okay? He's attempted to get this appointment for Department Y. He couldn't even beat family court judge Vincent Ochoa, even after Jason Stoffel gave me information about Judge Ochoa's son. That Judge Ochoa's son went into a balloon store, held a cashier at knife point, okay, and robbed the cashier. Now Judge Ochoa's son, rest in peace, he passed away. He had some, I believe, what was said, he has some drug addiction, and he passed away. But I'm just bringing this up because I want you to know the extent of how Jason Stoffel would go through to become a judge. So he was using the judge's son as leverage to beat Judge Vincent Ochoa and take him off the bench, who was the incumbent in family court at the time. Now, funny thing, Jason Stoffel's employee, Melvin Grimes, is running for the same appointment as him. Now, isn't that hilarious? Jason Stoffel is Melvin Grimes' boss, and he's running for the same thing. So, in 2017, Stoffel was named in a legal malpractice lawsuit by Russell Walker. He alleged negligence and breach of fiduciary duties. So, Russell Walker filed a lawsuit against Jason Stoffel back in 2017. This tells you a whole lot about this guy, okay? In 2014, Stoffel lost against Judge Vincent Ochoa in an election. In 2020, Stoffel lost against Judge Nadine Cutter. Stoffel has applied for appointment numerous times. He's desperate to want to get on this bench. Desperate, okay? Desperate. You know how some people will tell you, hey, if I run for judge, I'll lose money because my practice makes a lot of money. I'll lose money. No, this guy's desperate to be a judge. Desperate. What does that tell you? Stoffel has poor communication skills. Many of his litigants or his clients have come to me and told me that Stoffel doesn't even get back to them, basically. Now, here's a touchy subject. You know, I understand that some judges don't have children and they're on the family court bench. I do understand that. And sometimes some people say, well, you know, you need to have a child to know exactly what's going on. How are you going to go after litigants and try to chastise them and discipline them and so on and so forth if you yourself don't have children? Now, I got to say this. There are some great judges that don't have children that are on the bench today. But there are also some poor judges and attorneys that don't have children, that don't have a clue. You know, when you have all these stuff, this thing listed about an attorney that wants to be a family court judge that does not have any children, how could he relate to litigants that are going through visitation and custody and all this nonsense in family court? How is he going to relate if he doesn't even have one at home or never even raised one, don't even have one? And a matter of fact, now, Jason Stoffel has ran for judge twice, okay? He has never mentioned his wife, Amanda Roberts, in any of his campaign. You got to ask yourself, why doesn't he mention his wife, Amanda Roberts? Why is that? Is he embarrassed by his wife? Is that why? But the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention is because I want you to know that this guy doesn't even have the family values inside of his own home. How is he going to have that on the bench? He's not. He's not. He's going to be a puppet wearing a robe for established attorneys and established law firms. That's all he's going to be. Stoffel also had a physical altercation with Judge Vincent Ochoa at the Family Law Conference back in 2014. Now, look how desperate this guy is, folks. Look how desperate this guy is. You know, one of the criterias for a Nevada Judicial Selection Commission to send somebody to the governor, one of their criteria is they ask all the applicants, do you think you can win your retention seat if you go and get appointed? Do you think you'd be able to win retention and become a judge and be elected by the voters? They ask that question. You know why they ask that question? Because they don't want to be embarrassed. Now, Jason Stoffel has lost twice. He doesn't fit that criteria. And he will embarrass the Nevada Judicial Selection Commission once again. And he would also embarrass the governor because Jason Stoffel cannot win an election to save his life. Now, let's move along. Let's talk about Paul Gaudet. Now, Paul Gaudet, woo! Did he just lose an election against Carrie Maxey? He was also appointed recently to fill a vacancy. This guy is so arrogant. He's so full of himself. I don't know if he has something against women or he's just full of crap or what, but Joe Lombardo appointed him and he lost. What does that tell you? He doesn't even fit that criteria I just talked about. He can't get elected by the people. And he had way more money than Carrie Maxey did. Now, Paul Gaudet is 59 years old, okay? Paul Gaudet, in my opinion, and many people's opinion, he's very arrogant. He's very disrespectful how he treats litigants. He treats litigants like if they were in criminal court, like they broke some law. They're going to go to jail. No, these people are fighting for their children, man. They're fighting for their children. And this is how this disrespectful judge treat litigants? My God. Come on, folks. We can't put this guy back on the bench again. Absolutely not. Okay? Now, on top of that, I'm going to read this. I want to make sure I tell you exactly what happened, okay? Paul Gaudet was overturned on appeal. Termination of parental rights case in September of 2024, the Nevada Supreme Court reversed Judge Gaudet's decision to terminate a father's parental rights. The court found out that Gaudet misapplied Nevada statutes and disregarded substantial evidence leading to an unjust termination. This is the guy Judge Joe Lombardo appointed on the bench, and this is the guy the voters said, get the hell out of here. We don't want you here anymore, okay? Now, he was overturned not once, but twice. I'm going to read you another one. Child custody case. In August 2024, Nevada Court of Appeals this time overturned Judge Gaudet's temporary custody orders. The appellate court cited his improper reliance on California law deemed a manifest abuse of discretion. Abuse of discretion. Oh, come on. He was overturned twice. He's only been sitting on the bench for a few months. He's not even elected. He's only been on the bench for a few months. Could you imagine if this guy was there for 6 years? Oh my God. He's making the Nevada Judicial Selection Commission look like they don't know what the hell they're doing. They putting this moron back on the bench again. Come on. Now, like I said, Carrie Maxey defeated him November 5th, 2024 election this year in a special election for the position of Department N. One of the criterias, again, folks, just like with Jason Stoffel, one of the criteria is that you have to be able to be electable. You have to be able, the people have to retain you on the bench. If they don't do it, you can't be appointed. And Paul Gaudet has proven that he cannot do it. He was appointed and he lost. The nerve of this guy trying to go back up and take up the Nevada Judicial Selection Commission's time. Get out of the business, Paul Gaudet. You're never going to be a judge. At least not electable. Now, oh my God, I'm getting so uptight about these people. Because I think the nerve of them to try to be a judge is what I'm thinking. And the nerve of them to even think that Nevada Judicial Selection Commission is stupid. They're going to appoint them back. And the people are going to elect them. No, no, no. That is not going to happen. Let me tell you about my third and final applicant, Melvin Grimes. Now, Melvin has a name. They call him Greasy. Melvin Greasy Grimes. You know why they call him that? Because he does really greasy stuff. Stuff that you would say, oh my goodness, is that guy really doing that? Really? What does he get from doing that? Now, here he goes. Melvin Grimes works for the Robert Stoffel law firm. And he's running for Department Y against his boss, Jason Stoffel. Wow, look at all that loyalty there, folks. My God, could you believe that? Loyalty. There is no shame in these people's game, okay? Now, let me tell you about this one case, because I was personally involved. Now, Grimes took on a case. It was Loftus versus Hall, where the mother, Vanessa Loftus, okay, caused the death of her son, Israel. Rest in peace, Israel. Now, she was arrested and convicted and is a known felon. And what's the first thing they tell you? Don't associate yourself with any felons. That's the first thing they tell you, right? Guess what Vanessa Loftus does? She went and lived with another felon. Could you believe that? Now, let me tell you about this. That's against the Nevada revised statutes, okay? You cannot engage with another known felon. okay? Especially when you're on probation. And she was on probation. Now, the Loftus versus Hall, they have 3 kids. One was negligent homicide based on mom, Vanessa Loftus. So guess what? Burke Hall, an Army veteran, came to my organization asking for help because he was getting bombarded by Judge Sandra Pomerantz at the time. His constitutional rights was tossed out the window, so he asked veterans in politics for help. Not only did he ask us for help, we gave him help, and we also made Burke Hall part of our organization, okay? Now, Greasy Grimes saw this and wanted to get brownie points with Sandra Pomerantz, so guess what Greasy Grimes did? He went and he took Vanessa Loftus' divorce custody case free of charge, pro bono. You know why he did that? Because he wanted to get back at us and Burke Hall for Burke Hall being associated with veterans in politics. What a simple-minded person that is. And guess what he did? He said he was taking it pro bono. So pro bono means free, right? Nobody pays. The attorney donates their time. Something like Marshall Willick says he does. But guess what? Greasy Grimes bills Burke Hall $16,000 for that case. Something that he's supposed to be doing pro bono. Now, folks, I told you about these 3 attorneys. These 3 attorneys, Paul Gaudet, Jason Stoffel, and Greasy Melvin Grimes, they should never, ever wear a robe and judge you, the people. They should never do that because they are out for themselves. They're not out to better your lives. They're out to better their lives. And they all have baggage. They all have skeletons. And none of them should see the light of day when it comes to that bench in Clark County Family Court. We're here to try to help you to understand these applicants. So in case one of them do get appointed, you know what to do come election. Isn't that right, Paul Gaudet? Okay? Now, let me also tell you something. And I want you guys on Friday, January 24th, to come to this beautiful building that Justice Hardesty has put together for the Nevada Supreme Court down here at 408 East Clark Avenue. Come down here on that day and you testify. It's open to the public. You testify against these 3 applicants because these 3 applicants, if they ever come on the bench, will make your life absolutely miserable. They're part of this thing called the establishment, okay? When you do the nod and the wink wink and you charge a client a huge amount of money so they can pay attorneys and pay attorneys and pay attorneys and pay attorneys. And then guess what? Then they could give a campaign donation to that particular judge. It's a cycle, folks, that is completely corrupt. I'm here, I'm putting my face, I'm putting my voice, and I'm putting my name to tell you that these 3 individuals should never, ever be on the Clark County Family Court bench or any bench for that matter. And if they manage to get past the Nevada Judicial Selection Commission and get past Governor Joe Lombardo, I will make a guarantee that veterans in politics would do everything humanly possible to make sure that they never become elected. You ask Paul Gaudet, and apparently he wants a second round of that. This is Steve Sanson, president of Veterans in Politics International, president of Nevada Veterans Association, co-host of the Veterans in Politics talk show. And you know what, folks? If you have any grievance, you want to come on our talk show and talk about it, we'll let you come on. Whether you're a judge, whether you're an attorney, whether you're a litigant, or whether you're a deputy court marshal for the courts, we will bring you on and you could express your grievance to our audience and let them know what's going on, because it's about time we stand up, and we need to stand up. And you might not say family court affects you because it doesn't affect me. My kids are grown. But you know what? It could affect your neighbor. It could affect your kids. It could affect your grandkids. It could affect your cousin. It could affect your doggone pest control guy. It could affect somebody that you know. And then you're going to say, I should have listened to that Steve Sampson. I love you guys. I love this community. This is why I do what I do. God bless you. You need to get a hold of me? Call me at 702-283-8088. Again, Steve Sampson, President of Veterans in Politics. Thank you so much.